Hi everybody, it's Lisa Marie here, hanging out with Carl.
And with our Two Chef show,
Sharing what we know.
We're about to make a medicinal quiche. I'm
We
just
are
joking.
not. He is so funny. He is teasing me about this herb garden, and yeah,
I don't know. Maybe
He's a
it
hot
shows
mess.
too much about me. Go ahead. though.
he's a hot mess, is what he is. My viewers, our viewers.
That's right.
Sweet, sweet thing. Okay, we have gone out to the garden. You saw just earlier, I got parsley, thyme, and oregano. We've got a little bit of garlic salt, a little bit of onion powder. We've got some chopped, diced, cooked ham.
Okay.
I've got about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of sharp cheddar cheese, and you can use a different kind of cheese if you want it. You could do brie, you could do whatever you want to do.
Right.
But for me, there is a quiche that is made in Galveston that when I had the Palisade Palms condo and was out there shooting all these babies for several years, we rented one. I would go down to this little place, and there's 2 things that I would always buy. The first one was their ham and cheese quiche, which was just wonderful, and I've actually figured out how to make it at home, and it tastes just like theirs.
Nice.
And the other thing is, and the key ingredient to that is you have to have a lot of ham and you have to have sharp cheddar cheese for that particular recipe.
Right.
The other thing that they made was a lemon pound cake that was in cream cheese lemon icing that crunches in your mouth. I don't know how to describe that, but it's like a buttercream that when you put it in your mouth, it goes like it did with the sugar cookies when I was a kid. And so I would go down there and I would buy the whole cake and I would buy a couple of these quiches and bring them back here and we would enjoy them. And I love this particular recipe for like brunch.
Yeah.
It's great if you're having family over for like Christmas morning. It's a thing that you can make ahead. And it's wonderful with tomato basil soup, which we'll make at some point. We've got 62 tomato plants in the garden right now, and we've just had a ton of rain. And I'm picking cucumbers left and right every day. So we're getting ready to be making cucumber salsa, homemade salsa, and a whole lot of tomato basil soup. And we're going to preserve it. And I'm going to show you how to can that up too. So anyway, let's get started. We need 6 eggs. So Carl, if you will crack those eggs in there. And I'm not doing this recipe on this channel to show you or teach you how to make a quiche. I'm assuming everybody knows. The main thing is I just wanted you to know how to make this specific one, because this specific one with the ham diced and a lot of it and the fresh herbs and the cheddar cheese is such a wonderful combination. I just really love it. Oh, and I'm going to get a little bit of cream. So I'm going to run grab a little bit of whipping cream because I like to whip that in with those eggs. I forgot to put that out when we got set up.
Yeah. Ham and cheddar for sure.
Definitely. You know, the other thing you can do too, if you want it to be spicy, you can add salsa.
Yeah.
You know, and we just had James Edwards' graduation, and Carl catered that Seven Seeds BBQ, and it was the most delicious sausage and pulled pork and the Seven Seeds proprietary sauce.
Being nice.
And we just had so much fun. The macaroni and cheese with jalapenos, and I made the coleslaw and the cornbread, and Carl loved my cornbread.
I had multiple servings of that, and it was the thing I like. Obviously, I like the little sweetness to the cornbread. I mean, I like both unsweet and sweet, but I like the little sweetness, the buttery taste, and then just the crispy edges.
Yeah.
They were oh man, look, you can tell I enjoyed it because I'm talking about
specifically.
Yeah.
Well, what I think makes my cornbread special, and we'll have to make it for the channel sometime, is the shoe peg corn. I actually put shoe peg corn into the batter, and I put a little bit of jalapeno in there as well. And cheese, of course, and sharp cheddar at that same time. Same thing that we're doing today. So there's little pieces that have to go in there that really make it extra special.
Yeah.
So I usually just do a dollop of cream.
There we go.
Okay, not a lot.
That's an Alisa
and not
dollop.
measured, like as my usual, not measured. And so we're gonna whip this up. Just make sure you get all your egg yolks all broken up in there, as y'all know to do. The other thing that I'll tell you is I have just recently found, and I don't know the name of the company, I'll try to think about who they are, because I take all my eggs out of the container and put it in my little basket in the refrigerator. But I found a vendor of some eggs, and the eggs are blue and green, and they're not the normal eggshells, and the yolks are like bright
dark
orange.
Orange,
They're gorgeous. They're really beautiful. So into this egg mixture, you're gonna just add your ham, you're gonna add your cheese, and you know, seriously,
yummy goodness.
Just a dump of all of it, and the onion salt and the garlic salt. And then the other thing is, Carl, we need to grab a knife and chop up a little bit of these herbs. So for me, you know, the herbs are fine. That gives it enough flavor. But like I said, you can do salsa in this. I even have some of your salsa from this weekend's graduation party. You could take that salsa and put it in there and give it more of a Latina taste to it. The other thing you can do if you did it that way is probably put some Colby Jack cheese in it, and you know, do a blended cheese mix, not the sharp cheddar. But that's what's so wonderful about this type of a recipe. You can really
do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want. Yeah, do it or make up a handful of them. And
I'm
so
thinking of my, if you like spicy, my wife's family's pepper sauce, which we use on our, from my barbecue business as well. But that pepper sauce goes really, I mean, the salsa goes good. The pepper sauce also adds a different component, right? It's completely different. You know, it's completely different than salsa, but it's spicy, has a lot of flavor. And my favorite thing to eat for breakfast is Vonda's pepper sauce breakfast sandwich that she makes me.
Oh,
man, I can't even explain how good it is. But we actually make a pepper sauce butter, and we do that and all that good stuff. Anyways, I'm sidetracking this, but it's good, and it goes good with, the reason I mention it is it goes good with eggs. That it goes good with everything, but it goes good with eggs, and it would probably be really good with this quiche.
Well, you need to
bring you some of that.
Bring me that, and we need to figure out how to show these guys that are watching us how to make that too. Because that's one of the things that I love about the Seven Seeds brand, is that you've got all these specialty sauces, and you've got to have that. People really, there's a sweet sauce that Vonda makes that's really fantastic, barbecue and homemade, and then there's also the North Carolina vinegar base that's just really excellent as well. And from North Carolina, you know, you want
something like that, and we ran into that, and that's kind of how we got started doing that particular sauce. Was we had some friends, one of them being from North Carolina, other than Alisa, other friends, and she kind of challenged us, so it was good. Several years ago, and it started us on a new journey. Right?
Yep. So you just fold this in, get everybody put together, get your herbs all mixed up in there, and get your cheese and
yummy goodness.
Yep. And what I think has made this recipe is that it's almost as much cheese as it is eggs, which is crazy, because when you bake this off in the oven, you really feel like it's almost like an egg lasagna. It's got that type of a wonderful heavy cheese. It's a heavy cheese. It's a heavy cheese recipe. So yeah, it's still a quiche, but it doesn't have that same consistency as the quiche has with it, like a little bit of stuff in it and then a bunch of egg. This is a bunch of cheese and egg, and then the ham really just sets it over the edge.
It's very dairy.
Yes, if you're not doing dairy, this is not for you. So that is what you do with that. Now I've got a pan in the oven, because this sometimes likes to bubble up and runneth over, and I don't like runnething over in my oven, as we all don't.
Right.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle this with a tad bit of pepper. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stick it in there. It's 350 degrees. Okay. And it's usually about 45 minutes. I always kind of keep an eye on it. I don't really time it, but 45 minutes is when I start looking at it. You'll know when it's done. When you lift that pan and do a little jiggle, 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 and nothing's moving around, then she's ready to come out of there. Little jiggle jiggle's not good. You want no jiggles happening.
Right.
So I'm gonna stick this in the oven, and then when we get finished up, we'll be right back to you, and we'll show you it all finished up. So we'll see in a little bit, everybody. So guess what? This gorgeous quiche is done.
Smells delicious.
No jiggles here. It's very warm too. And so we're going to let that cool off a little bit, and then we're going to get in here and dig in. This is what we're having for dinner tonight.
Ready. That's what I'm here for.
That's exactly right. Listen, we hope that you have found some value in this little recipe, and I hope that you'll like and share. Don't forget to, Carl,
Ding that bell.
ring that bell so that you're notified whenever we drop another episode. And we'll see you soon on the channel. Take care.